me. I live very near a really busy street, but I consider my place a garden with a house on top. Most of what I'm going to tell you today has to do with decomposition zones, which is something above and beyond just composting your kitchen garden waste, and it's how we handle all the organic waste that happens around our house and gardens and stuff, including stuff that I bring in from gardens that I take care of. It happens that beside me we've got half-filled blue boxes because it's garbage pickup day here and we don't generate enough cardboard, plastic, and glass to fill the things. So I'm just going to turn over to here. Underneath the snow here, there's a garden where the rain used to drip off the roof and still does. This zone here used to be all big compost pile, and I ended up creating about 10 inches, 30 centimeters of soil, and then the gardens just started to grow. So it's no longer one big compost pile along here, although there is a compost pile towards the fence side. We are in what's actually designated as a compost bin, and it's 20 years old. It's getting rebuilt this spring. I'm really excited about that. Our kitchen waste from this cold winter all goes into this bin, this pile, and it gets interlayered with leaves. There's not going to be a lot of decomposition occur during the winter time, and so you gotta, you want to cover your stuff up so that when the weather warms up and decomposition starts, you're not going to get anything stinky. You want to make sure you've got your brown, your leaves in there. Now if you look down to this lumpy pile over here, you see a couple of brown bags, leaf waste bags. Every year we try to bring in as many bags of leaves as we can from the neighbors, because the leaves from our own trees, we leave them on the ground and we just let them decompose in place. That way they help to feed themselves. On a winter's day when you don't get to see a lot of what actually grows in the yard, talking about how we decrease the amount of waste that happens in all our growing areas. If you look over here, there's a slope that goes down in this yard. It's a really weird yard. And all along the edge, the top edge of the slope, we've been working for the last 3 years recreating the edge, bringing up the edge. So we've piled leaves, organic waste, plant waste that comes out of the gardens here, brush that gets cut up fairly small. We've just been layering it, sort of dry stuff, green stuff, dry stuff, green stuff, and just letting it all decompose along the edge, and whatever grows there, grows there. So that's getting rid of organic material. And then we come down here. Okay, I hope I don't fall off the edge, although there is a whole garden bed in here. You can see evidence there's stuff grows in here. This corner here was starting to slope down, and so for a couple of years we had a really big compost pile just in that corner, and we've ended up with increasing the height of the bed by about 6 inches. Now what we have in there, we've got one of our 2 cherry shrubs, and there's comfrey and bergamot and phlox and a bunch of other things, and they all grow happily and pretty well. The area gets mulched, and then whatever's there just decomposes down to maintain that new soil level. This really bare spot here is an unusual spot in this garden because it's bare, but every year we build a really tall compost pile in here, takes up the whole area, and over about 6 months what we get is mostly compost, and then anything that's not composted goes over to become mulch, but the compost goes into this area here, called the cutback area, because it just grows stuff and we cut it back. Over here, you're going to see evidence of pieces of wood and branches. A lot of the big stuff goes in here, like wood and branches. We've got a lot of shrubs that we end up having to cut back, hack back, prune back, and leaves, and sometimes some of the weedy stuff all goes in there. I don't worry about weed seeds in an area like this, and it's just being let to sit.